just posted a link. It's also in the invite for the all school calendar if you have that, with just a sort of a document we'll use to capture notes today and keep us all kind of focused. I'm happy to see so many faces. I'm also sad because this is one of my favorite meetings of the year. I always love getting together at the beginning of the year with everyone.
Well, we're together, just in a different way, right?
True.
Yep.
Hi, Megan. Hi, Paulina.
Hi.
Paulina said she couldn't talk for about 20 minutes, so she was just going to mute herself and listen.
Great. I know Megan's in the car, I believe, as well. So she's
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we could probably get rolling with intros and stuff.
Probably so.
All right. You want to kick it off, Lisa?
Sure. I can. My name's Lisa Opper. I am the acting PALS chair this year. We have been at Logan for a mind-boggling 10 years. I have an upper IS student, 6th grade-ish, in Michelle's class. And I have a freshman at George who started at Logan as an under 5 a long time ago and continued in the spring. So
how's George going?
It's pretty good, I think. There's some challenges. They've gone to block schedule, which sounds really cool because you have less contact. If they ever go back in person, you'd have less contact with people. But it means that she has math, science, and social studies right now. And in the spring, she won't have that at all because they're trying to cram a year into a semester. So we'll see how it goes. But in terms of how they're delivering the curriculum, it seems to be going pretty well.
Okay.
She's handling it well.
Good.
Time
to be a freshman.
I can go next.
Sure.
I am Rachel Heemstra. I have a son, Riley Heemstra, in Jeff's class for the 2nd year, and I have a daughter, Izzy, who's in her 2nd year in entry primary. And I'll talk more about what I'm doing on PALS later, but I'm going to tag Adra.
Hi, I'm Adra. I've got 2 kids at Logan, Sophie, who's in 6th grade in Tony's class, and Eleanor, who is in 3rd grade in Jeff's class. And I am a co-chair of the literary committee, which is sort of pausing for this year. And I'll tag Dulcie.
You're muted.
Muted.
There you go. No.
Let's see.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
Got
My
it.
kids are Ellie and Owen. They're in 3rd and 1st grade, but together in the one-room schoolhouse this year. So I am the PALS rep for that class this year and also working with the Sunshine Committee. And I will tag, let's see, how about Katie?
Katie, can you hear us?
Oh, you're muted.
There we go. Katie, I think we can hear you now.
Oh, sorry, I had to take a work call.
Oh,
I was on the phone. I don't know what are we just introducing?
yeah, name and
Okay, sorry. I'm Katie Portenga, and I think my husband Steve is on here too. And we have Lucy Portenga. She's in Kim and Chris's class in kindergarten. This is our 1st year, so.
welcome.
And then we have a 21-month-old, so we'll see if he goes.
And then That's great. And Michelle, you want to go?
Sure. Hi, my name is Michelle Thatcher. I have one daughter at Logan. Her name is Emma. She started under 5, and this is our 7th year. So yeah, I think that's all. Oh, what is that?
You want to tag someone?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. How about I can't remember who's gone. How about Karin?
Sure. Hi, I'm Karen. I have 2 kids at Logan. Christopher is in Amy's class in the 4th, 5th grade classroom. And Daniel is in Richard's class. He was in Justin last year, and I think 1st grade is agreeing with him, which is super exciting. Yeah, things are good right now.
Great. You want to tag somebody?
Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Brindle, and I think this is actually our 10th year. I was using my fingers a minute ago, and I think it's 10. I have a daughter who's continued, who's at East, and I also have a son who just started AS, Alexander, in Max's class. And I will tag Janelle.
Hi, I'm Janelle Blessing. Am I on? Is that doing? Yeah. And I have 2 kiddos, one of which is at Logan. Her name's Vivian, and she's in Max and Sarah's class. And I'm also the class rep for that class, which is kind of daunting to think I'd be the class rep for a middle school group of learners, but so be it. These kids grow up faster than you think. Anyways, and I'm really excited and really curious about what we can come up with for our social Zoom activities for the fall for the classes. And I will tag, let's see, Melissa, have you gone?
Second. I'm Melissa. I am the development associate working alongside Heather here at Logan. I don't have any children at Logan, but this is my 3rd year in my role. I will tag Sasha.
Hey Melissa, hi, this is Sesha. My wife Sri and I have 2 boys at Logan. This is our 2nd year here, and both our boys are in the one-room schoolhouse. Let me tag Paulina, I guess.
Hi, I'm Paulina. I have 2 kiddos in Logan, both in IS. Sarah is with Tony this year, and Desmond is with Jonathan.
Excellent. And I'll tag for you since it's hard to see. Megan.
Okay. Hi. I'm in my car, so I can't see any of you, but let's see, this is our 6th year at Logan. So Samantha is in Michelle's class, in her 1st year in Michelle's. And then it's our 1st year for Josie, who is an entry primary with Carla's class. I'm the PALS rep for that class and the co-chair for the staff support with Jennery, who cannot be at PALS meetings on Fridays because that's her clinic days. So I will kind of speak for behalf of both of us at some point today.
Thanks,
and I
Megan.
can't see, so somebody else will have to tag. Sorry, guys.
Let's see. How about Steve?
Hi. I just have to repeat everything Katie said. We've got Lucy as a new student in Kim and Chris's class in kindergarten and loving it so far.
Yay. We're so happy to have you guys. Heather.
I'm Heather Poole, the development director at Logan. This is our 14th or 15th year as parents here. 2 continued from the school, and our youngest is in advanced school this year in Kelly's class. I think this is my 7th year in this role, although at least one of them was part-time volunteer-ish, sort of. And we're excited to support you all this year. I will tag Divya.
Sorry guys, I'm in the car, so it might not be super clear. I'm Divya. My son just started in Ms. Grolo's class this year in kindergarten or primary. And I'm new to the group, so any questions, happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think, Karen, you're bringing in the home stretch.
Okay. Hi, sorry, I had my thing off because I'm get distracted. I'm Karen Engelhard. I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Logan, and I think this is my 15th year here. So good to see everyone, even if it's via video. I wish it could be in person.
Great. It's you, Lise.
Okay, there we go. Now you can hear me. Having to keep it off for the one child who is actually at home running around. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces and new faces. We always like to kick off PALS and make sure that we are letting everybody know what we do and what we're about. So for those of you who know all of this, I apologize, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we do, what PALS is. So for new families, PALS is the Parents Association of the Logan School. And by virtue of being parents of students at the Logan School, every single family is a member. We appreciate your participation. And if you know other parents who are looking to get involved, please put your arms around them and over their shoulder and say, come on come check out PALS. Come see what we're about, see if this is a good fit for some volunteering for you if you're interested. Our mission is primarily twofold. One is to build and foster community, and the other is for staff support. This year we have 4 committees who are taking on different roles with regard to that. There's the community committee, of which this year literary is being folded in. Typically literary is its own committee with its own events, but for this year it'll be part of community. There's the staff support committee, there is the sunshine committee, and then there are the PALS class reps, and you'll hear a little bit about each of them coming up. All I wanted to say was, if you would, in the agenda that Rachel has put in the chat, there's a sign up. So if you would add your name to the sign up and check off or add any information about things you might want to hear more about, things you'd like to be included in, we would love to have that information and to make sure that we invite you to all these things. And the last piece is that we typically have our meetings on the first Friday of every month. Ordinarily, they take place at 8:30 in the conference room at school. Obviously, that's not happening this year. So to make sure that we accommodate both AS and IS drop-off and primary drop-off, we'll be having them at 9:30 in the morning via Zoom on this exact channel. And if there's any questions that anyone has at any point after this meeting, don't hesitate. You can always reach out to me and I'll make sure that the information or the questions you have get answered, or that I refer you in the right direction. So welcome. Thank you. And Sarah, I think I'm handing it off to you, right?
I'm just going to butt in really quick. Quickly. Oh, no, that's okay. For those of you that might be visual learners, our new parents got this guide hand delivered to you yesterday. The rest of you can access it either through the Logan link, there's a PDF, or it's also on our website on the giving page. Oh, if you haven't seen the new website, go to the new website, theloganschool.org. Go to the giving page and then scroll down and you'll see pictures of some of your friends along with this and along with the link to the survey that gives you opportunities to let us know what you're excited about with PALS and also other opportunities for volunteering in new and different ways this year. That's my piece. And thank you. And Sarah.
Okay. So you all just heard from Lisa as our acting chair. I am our vice chair, usually of events. Events, it means a lot of different stuff this year, but I help find resources and kind of back everybody up with finding volunteers and things for whatever events we have going on. Then we have Michelle. You want to wave, Michelle? I know you introduced yourself, but Michelle's our treasurer this year. And Rachel, who's been kind of guiding the meeting. Wave. There's Rachel. She's our communications person. And if you look in the agenda, all of our emails are in there. If you have questions about anything, email any of us, email the person you know, whatever you feel comfortable. That's why they're in there. We can try to help you with any questions you have or where to go. We do have some committee chairs this year, and it's kind of how we're running our committees is a little bit loose because everything's a little bit different this year. So Suzanne and I are working on community. Literary User runs our really popular book market, and the book market isn't happening, but that would have been Adra and Paulina, and so they're kind of rolling into the committee, committee, there we go, to help us with that. And all these committees are going to be coming up with new ideas about how to serve our previous mission this year with PALS. Staff support, which is a little more like staff appreciation. It's not that we're actually in the class like we might have been or doing things like that, but staff appreciation is Megan and Jenry. And then Sunshine Committee is Delcy and Susan, and we'll all kind of talk about what those committees do in just a little bit. Heather's our main staff liaison, and so if you have questions, but also Melissa supports her, and also Brooke also helps as well. And if you have questions and you're not sure who to talk to, there's an email on the agenda as well that's volunteer at the Logan School. And between Heather, Melissa, and Brooke, they will answer that email. So it's just a general one that anybody can access. So that's another way to get in touch. Hopefully we've given you enough and not too many ways to get in touch. But honestly, if you talk to any of us, we'll help you get into the right direction. The other thing I wanted to mention before I hand it off to Delcy and Susan is, if you want to get involved in some way, but you really don't know you have time, or you don't want to be in a committee, I keep a running list of people. Like in the past, it's been, we need somebody to fold pamphlets for a half an hour. And I'll just send out a call to this list of people, and it could be 20, 30, 40, however many people. And if you can do it, you say yes. And if you can't, you say no, or you don't respond at all. But we can also keep a running list of volunteers for people who may not have, who don't want to get involved in a specific effort, but would be happy to just be on a list to help out once in a while with kind of random tasks and things like that. And so if you'd like to even just be involved once for 20 minutes this year total, that's completely fine. We'll always take any level of involvement. Just let us know what works for you. Delcy, do you want to talk a little bit about what Sunshine Committee does?
Sure. So Sunshine Committee is just that. We provide sunshine or support to families within our community who are experiencing hardship. So that might be illness or death. And this year, it might be a year that we have more of that. But we provide that support by providing meals, usually 2 or 3 per situation. And that might be a gift card to Grubhub or a meal that you're delivering to that family. But it's a really, really high impact, wonderful way to get involved with honestly very minimal time needed. So I guess you would use that sign-up sheet that we're all referring to and indicate interest, and then you would hear from either me or Susan when there is a need via email. And we just ask for 2 or 3 volunteers in that situation. You by no means need to help every time. We'd be grateful if you did it once, honestly. And then you would just provide a meal, and that's really it. Does anyone want to add anything to that?
I think often I do it when I join that, I just double up on the meals I'm making at home and drop it off or bring it into school. It's always very easy to do, and it makes a big difference. And Delcy, we've already had 4 or 5 support needs this year, right?
That's very true. Yes. And I will say too, if we discover a longer need, we're starting to use Meal Train, and at that point we would shift that Meal Train to the individual class that might help and ask for longer term support from families who are kind of directly involved with those who need the help.
That's a great approach.
The other side of that is, if you hear of a family that is experiencing a death or illness and you don't think it's gotten to Susan and Delcy, feel free to email one of them directly or me, and I'll make sure that, because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. So if you think that might be helpful for your family or somebody you know, let them know.
It's also good for new babies. It doesn't always have to be. So just hopefully we'll have some of those too.
Thank you so much, Delcy. Any questions for Delcy? Cool. All right. Sarah or Suzanne?
Yeah, I think it's me today. Suzanne's in the middle of a move and appliances and all kinds of stuff. So I told her I would kind of handle some of this for a bit now. We have started talking to the community committee. The idea behind what we do is to try to figure out how to connect all the parents and families at Logan. And in the past, that might have been, it has been, community picnics, coffee in the morning after people drop off, some things like that. A lot of our options right now are closed off. We're not doing any in-person meetings with families at school. So just know that as part of our planning. So we're trying to come up with new ideas to connect people, because as adults, I mean, we have emotional support needs too. And we want to know who is at school and know our fellow parents and be able to get in touch with people. So we're trying to put together a bunch of ideas. We've got a brainstorming list that we've started. We're going to meet, I think, next week. And if you wanted to get involved in this, it could be, again, at any level. Like one of the ideas that Adria wants to lead, and Adria, you can interrupt me and cover and tell me if I'm getting this wrong, but is to do a book club. So it'd be a virtual book club. So if you want to join a virtual book club that would meet every month, every other month, something like that, she was going to take the lead on one of those kinds of things. We talked about having Logan pen pals between the kids at school, because even though the kids at school are there's the kids who aren't at school, who are in the remote schoolhouse, they're the kids in classes, but the kids in classes can't interact with people in other classes very well. So we thought about setting up maybe a pen pal program between the kids there. Suzanne has an idea of doing sidewalk chalk messages, where we would take turns like going around to families and doing sidewalk chalk messages at their house. And I'll leave it there, but there's some other ideas we're brainstorming. We're trying to figure out a way to do something maybe once a month to give people an opportunity as adults to get together. So if you're interested in that, again, fill out the form, contact me, let me know, and we're going to have a meeting time and figure out ideas. And honestly, right now, all ideas are fine. We talked about virtual demonstrations of something you know how to do, just anything, any idea we have right now that would interest people. And we'll probably just try a lot of stuff and see what works, and what doesn't work, we won't do it again. You know, so any questions on that one?
I just have a comment. The class parent for Richard's class, I think Catherine, sent an email in the first or second week of school, just with a little chit chat about herself and her family, like ages of the kids, how long they've been at Logan, what they like to do, what they're looking forward to doing when the pandemic is over, you know, whatever, and just a picture of the family. And it was just so nice. You know, in addition to kind of the first official PALS email that kind of went out separately. And it was just such a nice little gesture that this is who we are. Here are our faces. Here's our puppy, you know, here's all my kids, like, because none of us get to see each other. And I mean, I personally really feel like I miss that moment, you know, just at drop off or at pickup or, you know, whatever it is, bumping into someone. So I thought that was really nice. And I sort of did a little bit when I sent out my class email, put a photo in and a few little things as well, just to kind of warm it up a bit and put faces to the people. So I thought that was a really nice thing that she started. And
I think it's going viral a little bit. I've seen several classes have started to take that approach. I hope we can do more of that, and I'll definitely pass it along to the other class reps, but it's awesome.
Yep.
It was great.
I'm typing it on our brainstorm list right now. So no, I love that idea. That's great. It'd be fun to exchange all those pictures and do that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Not everyone has time, I guess, but if you do, you know, and we get to see the parents that go with the kid, that go with the, you know, whatever, just it's nice.
That's awesome. I know you have 1 minute, I think, Adria. Do you want to say something for a moment?
No, I think that what Sarah said covers it. I think just to try to keep some sort of book theme going through the year, we thought it might be fun to do a book club. I think the idea is that we'll send out some feelers, see if people want to do fiction or nonfiction, maybe have 2 groups going, and just sort of see what people want to do about that. And we'll go from there.
Great idea.
And just to say a little more, Adria and Paulina and lots of great volunteers have done incredible work the last several years with the book market. And it's, for new parents, it's an amazing event for so many reasons. And we really hope that it's just on a little sabbatical right now, and we'll come back in the spring or summer or as soon as we can. So that's, it's important to keep that on the register.
I still have boxes of books for next year.
Same here.
I know. We're gonna have to rent a storage area. Okay, lovely. And then I think Megan had to jump off because she had a meeting, but so I'll support for her because I joined their meeting last week. But or let me check. Megan, are you here? Okay. The staff support committee also sort of taking new approaches this year. Some of the things that we would normally do are hard to do, but sort of set a goal for a monthly something to surprise and delight our staff. And the first one coming up for September, well, a couple of things happened sort of for staff who were on campus last week during the days off. Some anonymous things appeared to make them feel loved and fed. But we're also working on the Gratitude Loop Parade on Monday. So Heather, Karen, and yeah, earmuffs, please. But people are going to decorate cars Sunday night and come into Loop with the right side of their car with a message for teachers or staff or thanks for the start to the year, anything, balloons, streamers, anything goes. And we're hoping that staff get to see it, and then also word will get out that it happened, and they'll come in the afternoon and see it a second time. So please participate if you can. It's also a nice way to, if there's someone on your block that you know is doing it, it's a nice chance to maybe connect with another family and do that, decorate a car or things like that. Then we're also working on some ideas for October, which we can get together and brainstorm. I think some virtual thanks for the beginning of the year cards are on the list, and many other ideas are welcome, but we have some things in motion that could definitely use some help. And then the Book of Inspiration is a staff question survey that goes out that started last year that just asks them, your favorite color, your favorite guilty pleasure, favorite sports teams, things like that to help inform appreciation gestures that can be personal, whether it's a card or art, a kid painting an artwork or a gift card that can be very personalized and not generic, and let us just give mugs to people who like mugs and give other things to people who don't. So that's going out, and then the staff actually uses it with each other as well, which has been pretty cool. So that's out, and we already have half the staff has already answered in 2 days, which is I think a survey record. And so to get involved, you just check the box. And on that sign-up form, there's lots of volunteer opportunities. So PALS is one of the sections, but you can just check boxes and someone will follow up with you. So yeah, we hope we get some help. It's really fun to appreciate the staff. And then I will also say class reps, we have 15 amazing people, including several folks on this call who are class representatives, and they basically are helping with keeping the flow and open communication between activities that PALS and very parent and community-centric activities, making sure that all the classrooms hear about it through their classroom channels, and also doing community building among the classroom, especially this year when it is hard to do gatherings. They're coming up with some really creative ideas for ways to, like the pass it on email about yourself that Karen mentioned, to help people get to know each other. And provide support for a classroom when we can't go in and do volunteering for units, projects, and things like that anymore. Letting us find other ways that can help us be involved and supportive of the learning that happens at Logan. So really appreciate it. They're incredible. I've already met with a group of them, and we'll be meeting periodically optionally for people who can to chat about ideas, but there's a lot going on. And I just saw a question, how do we find out who are class reps? We can share that. I can put a list together and make it available. I can add it as an action item at the end of this meeting, and I'll attach it so you can always find it. And you can find it on this agenda, no problem. And I think that's it. Any other questions? I love questions.
I had a question about the stuff Christmas party. Is that not happening this year?
I believe we are planning on not. I'll let Heather speak to that, but we do have a pencil. There will be a December big something for staff appreciation. We just don't know what it is yet, or whether it can be in person or semi in person for them. So we're leaving that open. But Heather, do you have anything you want to add?
We are just doing whatever we can to keep adults and children that are not cohorted, not gathering physically. So unless the world changes dramatically between now and then, I think it would be pretty unlikely that we get to decorate the lunchroom. But I'm hoping that there'll be some creative way that we can gather, maybe virtually. Like doing that Secret Santa virtually might be really incredibly entertaining if we could figure out how to do that. Do you know what I mean? I think within this group and on that committee, there's some people who are probably so creative that they can figure out how to bring some joy in a way that's going to feel a little bizarre, but I don't think we'll be gathering as a full faculty this December.
Sorry, Sasha, you don't
I
get to
know.
carry couches for me for 2 hours this year. Sorry to disappoint.
No, that was fun last year. That's fine. Thank you.
Virtual couches. You can move the virtual couches.
Oh, totally.
For sure.
We can think of something bizarre though. We're good at that. That's all right.
Yes, definitely. Great. Any other questions? All right. Great. Well, we have the form that people have, and we'll send it out after. I'll send out summary of this conversation and the notes, and always make that available. And please pass it on. Like, if you're talking to people, the more people, the more fun. Honestly, this can be incredibly fun, and some of the closest friendships I've made, and I believe I speak for Sarah and others that I know, have been through opportunities to do silly things for our kids and for our classrooms, and non-silly things. But I really hope, Lisa had to jump off for a work emergency. So that's why I'm not stepping on her here, I'm tagging in. But I really hope that people will, and also we'll spread the word to other new families or other people about things that are being worked on, or just join a brainstorm. And then if you get jazzed about something, participate or not, that's great. It doesn't matter. We'll just try to make the most of every moment we ask of you, and of every idea that comes up that someone's inspired by. That's what's fun. Lots of things change over each year. And I wanted to actually make sure, is Michelle, did you have to step off?
No, she's there.
Okay, great. Sorry, I have my thing moved so I can see the agenda. Michelle, is there anything you want to share too? I want to make sure you play a huge role in all the work we do as well, with supporting the Treasury and keeping us, detail oriented and on task. Is there anything you'd like to share? You also have a lot of background here.
I feel like everybody did a fabulous job of covering all our bases. I think there's some real opportunity this year to try some things that are different. And, maybe some of them will stick. Maybe some of them will work really well, even in a non-pandemic environment. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here. And if anybody has any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them, but I feel like everybody did a fabulous job.
Cool. Thank you. Great. All right. So get out your paints.
Looks like Karen might have a question.
Yeah, I have one question. I was wondering, I'm sure my kids would know this, but I was wondering if there's an easy way. We have those great class lists on that Google Doc to put a star next to new to Logan families or something, just so that we know who those people are, to be able to, send a personal note, or, do something, or know whose house to go and, chalk outside of, which I think is awesome.
That's a great question. Maybe Heather, do you want to take that? We'll talk about it and get back. I'm sure class reps, definitely we could share that. I just would want to check if there's anything about publishing that. I'd want to run it by Michelle and our legal brains just to make sure. But I think we definitely could let the class reps know for sure.
100%. We also, Karen, just so you know, we have brand new to the school. We hosted a new parent reception last night. In that group, we also had, you're not brand new, but you brought a brand new student. And then we also had a family that left and came back because they moved out of state. So if I share that, you're likely to see some, or when we do with class parents, you might see some stars and go, they're not new. So just so you know, I haven't lost my mind completely. We're calling some people new because we want to make sure that they're feeling the love for their new person that's here too.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sounds good. Like Megan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And you and me last year.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. That's a great suggestion. And yeah, that's awesome. I was thinking the same thing when I was doing some stuff yesterday. Great. And then decorate your cars if you can, or just get a balloon or do a big heart. I can't wait to see what some of our kids come up with.
Stickers. I was just thinking those window decals.
Yeah, Amazon delivers, Karen.
Well, and Target has a bunch of really cute ones in the dollar section right now.
Oh.
That are like big hearts, and they say things like "We're all in this together," and be kind or whatever, which would be an easy thing to just stick on your car.
We can't write thank God for taking my kids out of my house. That's not okay, right? Can that be on the other side of the car?
Depends on how big your car is and how small your riding is.
I'm just kidding. I love my children. Okay, great. And then our next PALS meeting will be 10/2. And I think we'll keep it at 9:30 and see if this works. And then because it works for a lot of these folks here, that's great. And if we need opportunities or find there are a lot of people reaching out saying, I really want to come, but I can't on Friday, then we'll make an adjustment. But we'll roll with this for now. But shoot me a note if that concerns or upsets you. I'm happy to take another approach. This is just efficiency. And if you have any questions and aren't sure what to do, just email and bug Lisa anytime or anyone else on this list who has an email.
Looks like Sarah might have something. Sarah might have something to add.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say the committees like community committee and staff support committee are going to meet separately from this in smaller groups so we can get some of the work done to get things set up. So if you're interested in one of those, let us know pretty soon because we're meeting. We're starting to talk and stuff like that. So let us know and we can loop you in on those. And then for those, we'll figure out as a group what makes sense meeting wise.
Ooh, I'm also gonna make Catherine do the introduction because she wasn't here at the beginning. So I'm gonna make you say just who you are and what you're doing and where your kids are.
Me? Sorry, I thought this was at 10. I'm so sorry. That shows you how organized. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Catherine Clark. I am the class rep for Richard and Debbie's class, and my daughter Keegan has been at Logan this is her 4th year. She was in Justin's class as a entry primary for 2 years, and then in Richard's class last year as well. So, yeah.
Welcome. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I think you got some props earlier for your initial email of the year to your class. So you might have missed that, but it was huge props, and it started some viral action around that's been awesome.
Okay.
The good kind of viral, not the bad kind of viral.
Thank you. Well, I was trying to make it funny. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a great email. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Great. And Catherine, there was a agenda at the beginning, and anyone else that has notes from the meeting, you can pretty much minus the personal introduction. You can catch most of the stuff from the meeting there, and we'll send it around. Any last things from anyone? Yeah, Michelle.
I was just, as I was listening, I was thinking too, perhaps the people that have joined this morning, if anybody has any thoughts or requests for things we might do during these kind of all school meetings, I know that those are things that might come up in the committee channels, but share those. We do try to catch up and we do try to do a little business, but I think there's also room for trying to meet desires or needs that people might have in these, all school PALS meetings the first Friday of most months.
Absolutely. And this one was more of a business agenda intro to know what the land is, but often they derail a lot in a good ways, and in ways of we find new things we want to do and discuss and a chance to catch up. So it's hard to do virtually, but thank you, Michelle. That's so important. Great. Well, I think we'll just end on a little early on one of my favorite things, last thought, first thought. So just first word that comes to your mind as you're leaving this to go on with your day, and then tag somebody, and I'm going to go first. Heavy, because I'm about to go move a bunch of boxes. Sarah.
It's Friday. Very, very glad. It's been a long week. Paulina.
Scheduled. I've got a meeting every half an hour today, which is odd.
Oh, I'll tag.
Oh.